Greetings, friends and speed enthusiasts. Welcome to a new video.
Today we will review the best qualifying passes of the 11-second cars from the 17th edition of the Barranquilla 2024 Carnival Cup quarter-mile drag races.
We start with a duel between Andres Cabrera's Honda Civic versus Anthony Julio in his BMW X3 M Competition.
Anthony Julio in his BMW X3 M takes the victory, and the provisional first place in the classification with a time of 11.899 seconds, followed by Andres Cabrera in his Honda Civic with a time of 11.966 seconds.
Next up to qualify are Andres Mejia in his BMW M440i xDrive versus Maria Estrada in her Audi RS3.
The victory goes to Maria Estrada in her Audi RS3, with a time of 11.704 seconds, thus becoming the new leader of the table.
For his part, Andres Mejia in his BMW M440i xDrive takes second place with a time of 11.747 seconds.
It's now Javier Lopez's turn in his Audi TT S.
Javier Lopez in his Audi TT S marks a time of 11.488 seconds, thus becoming the new provisional leader.
Next, we have a duel between Omar Gonzalez in his Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 versus Andres Bustamante's Audi RS5.
Omar Gonzalez's Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 takes the victory with a time of 11.405 seconds, securing the first position.
Meanwhile, Andres Bustamante in his Audi RS5, with a time of 11.978 seconds, is placed in 7th position.
Next up is Manuel Ortiz in his Audi RS3.
Manuel Ortiz in his Audi RS3 with a time of 11.834 seconds takes the 5th position.
It's now Sebastian Sepulveda's turn in his BMW M240i xDrive.
Sebastian Sepulveda in his BMW M240i xDrive sets a time of 11.194 seconds, thus taking the provisional lead in the classification.
We now have a duel between Stick Gonzalez in his BMW X3 M40i versus Andres Ozer in his BMW M240i.
The victory goes to Stick Gonzalez in his BMW X3 M40i, marking a time of 11.499 seconds, which places him in 4th position.
For his part, Andres Ozer in his BMW M240i sets a time of 11.964 seconds, ranking him in 9th place.
Next up is Jorge Tamayo in his Chevrolet Camaro ZL1.
Jorge Tamayo in his Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 sets a time of 11.540 seconds, which gives him the 5th position.
Now facing off are John Loaiza in his BMW X4 M40i versus Luis Majana in his BMW M240i.
John Loaiza in his BMW X4 M40i takes the victory with a time of 11.265 seconds, which gives him 2nd place.
Meanwhile, Luis Majana in his BMW M240i sets a time of 11.926 seconds, positioning himself in 11th place.
Next up is Andres Bustamante in his Audi RS5.
Andres Bustamante in his Audi RS5 improves his previous record by 436 thousandths, setting a time of 11.542 seconds, thus moving from 14th to 7th place.
Now we have a duel between Andres Cabrera in his Honda Civic versus Alfonso Beltran's supercharged Ford Mustang GT.
Le gusta mucho esta vaina. Que se ve hasta ahora ya nada.
Andres Cabrera in his Honda Civic improves more than half a second on his previous record, setting a time of 11.380 seconds, thus moving from last to third place.
On the other hand, Alfonso Beltran in his Ford Mustang GT sets a time of 11.729 seconds, taking 10th place.
Next up is John Loaiza in his BMW X4 M40i, making another pass.
John Loaiza in his BMW X4 M40i improves his previous record by 57 milliseconds, clocking a time of 11.208 seconds. However, it is not enough to take the lead.
Next up are Stick Gonzalez in his BMW X3 M40i versus Jason Espitia in his Audi RS3.
Stick Gonzalez in his BMW X3 M40i does not improve his previous record. On the other hand, Jason Espitia in his Audi RS3 clocks a time of 11.491 seconds, thus taking the 6th position.
Now we have a duel between Andres Cabrera in his Honda Civic versus Andres Bustamante in his Audi RS5.
Andres Bustamante in his Audi RS5 does not improve his previous record. For his part, Andres Cabrera in his Honda Civic does so by clocking a time of 11.260 seconds. However, it is not enough to move up the leaderboard, thus maintaining his 3rd position.
Next up are Nicolas Montia in his 1967 Ford Mustang versus Yvonne Prada in his Audi S3.
Yvonne Prada in his Audi S3 sets a time of 11.229 seconds, which gives him the 3rd position.
Meanwhile, Nicolas Montia in his Ford Mustang sets a time of 11.368 seconds, ranking 5th.
The next to make a pass is Leonardo Lillo in his BMW 325i.
Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos.
Ricardo Lillo in his BMW 325i sets a time of 11.753 seconds, thus ranking in 15th position.
Now we have a duel between Alfonso Beltran's supercharged Ford Mustang GT versus Andres Hozer's BMW M240i.
Alfonso Beltran in his Ford Mustang does not improve his previous record, while Andres Hozer in his BMW M240i improves more than 6/10 of his previous time, setting an ET of 11.341 seconds, moving from last to 5th place.
The next to make a pass is Jose Hurtado in his BMW X3 M40i.
Jose Hurtado in his BMW X3 M40i sets a time of 11.495 seconds, ranking 10th.
Next, Ivan Prada makes another pass in his Audi S3.
Ivan Prada in his Audi S3 sets a time of 11.159 seconds, moving from 3rd to 1st place in the classification.
Now Luis Magana makes another pass in his BMW M240i.
Luis Magana in his BMW M240i improves his previous record by setting a time of 11.785 seconds, moving from 20th to 18th place.
Next up, we have a duel between Stick Gonzalez in his BMW X3 M40i versus Freddy Gonzalez in his BMW X5 xDrive 45e.
The victory goes to Stick Gonzalez in his BMW X3. However, he does not manage to improve his previous record. On the other hand, Freddy Gonzalez in his BMW X5 xDrive 45e clocks a time of 11.737 seconds, placing him in 16th position.
Next to make a pass is Omar Gonzalez in his Honda Civic with a K24 turbo engine.
Omar Gonzalez in his Honda Civic records a time of 11.409 seconds, taking the 8th position, just 4 thousandths behind his other vehicle, a Chevrolet Camaro ZL1.
Next, Nicolas Montia in his 1967 Ford Mustang makes a new pass.
Nicolas Montia in his Ford Mustang improves his previous record by 58 thousandths by clocking a time of 11.310 seconds, moving up 1 spot to 5th place.
Now presenting is Francisco Lafori in his BMW 535i.
Francisco Lafori in his BMW 535i marks a time of 11.727 seconds, thus taking the 16th position.
The turn is now again for Andres Hoser in his BMW M240i.
Andres Hoser in his BMW M240i improves his previous record by 93 thousandths, marking a time of 11.248 seconds, which moves him up from 6th to 4th position.
Now we have a duel between Andres Cabrera's Honda Civic and Andres Mejia's BMW M440i xDrive.
If you're enjoying the video, please support us with a like.
The winner of the duel is Andres Cabrera in his Honda Civic. However, neither of the two cars managed to improve their previous records.
Next, Anthony Julio in his BMW X3 M Competition makes a new pass.
Anthony Julio in his BMW X3 M Competition improves his previous record by 776 thousandths, marking a time of 11.121 seconds, jumping from last place to first position in the classification.
Next, Omar Gonzalez in his Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 makes a new pass.
Omar Gonzalez in his Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, despite improving his previous record by 43 thousandths with a time of 11.362 seconds, remains in 8th place.
Now Alfonso Beltran in his Ford Mustang GT makes a new pass.
Alfonso Beltran in his Ford Mustang GT improves his previous record by 437 thousandths, marking a time of 11.292 seconds, thus moving from position 18 to 7th.
It's now Ernesto Busch's turn in the Chevrolet Montecarlo.
Ernesto Busch in his Chevrolet Montecarlo sets a time of 11.403 seconds, placing him in 10th place.
Now, Nicolas Gomez takes the stage in his BMW M5.
Nicolas Gomez in his BMW M5 sets an impressive time of 11.018 seconds, becoming the new leader of the classification.
Next up is Fernando Martinez in his Audi RS3.
Fernando Martinez in his Audi RS3 sets a time of 11.468 seconds, which puts him in 13th position.
Then Andres Cabrera makes a new pass in his Honda Civic.
Andres Cabrera in his Honda Civic improves his previous record by 42 thousandths, setting a time of 11.218 seconds. However, he remains in 6th position.
Finally closing the qualifying sessions are Fernando Martinez in his Audi RS3 versus Stick Gonzalez in his BMW X3 M40i.
Fernando Martinez in his Audi RS3 fails to improve his previous record, while Stick Gonzalez in his BMW X3 M40i does, setting a time of 11.370 seconds, thus moving up from 17th to 11th place.
Thus, the qualifying rounds came to an end. However, since the final of the 12-second category, some vehicles entered the 11-second category. The first of them was Josmer Vargas' 1954 Ford Mainline.
Está que está frenando. Pero no quiere ser. ¡Derecho! Ahí.
Desde Bogotá, como registro 11, derecho para José Miguel Barón de la ciudad de Cartagena, una BMW X4 M Competition,
With a time of 11.541 seconds, Josmer Vargas in his Ford Mainline was placed at the end of the 11-second table, as his time was made in the final of another category and not in the qualifying rounds.
The next member of the 11-second category is Myra Kelly in her Audi S3.
le da la bienvenida a la categoría de los 11 segundos.
With a time of 11.957 seconds, Myra Kelly in her Audi S3 was placed in position 28 of the 11-second table.
Finally, the last member of this category is Jose Barron in his BMW X6 M50i.
Ya tenemos la siguiente. Muy similar en los 300 metros.
With a time of 11.911 seconds, Jose Barron in his BMW X6 M50i was placed at the end of the 11-second classification, being the last to enter this category from the final of 12 seconds.
In this way, these 29 cars classified in the 11-second category will face each other in search of the Champions Trophy, but we will see that in a future video. Subscribe so you don't miss it! Thus we come to the end of the video. If you liked it, support us with a like and consider subscribing to see more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time!